Hello, and thank you for joining me for this vlog for the Flying Chariots The Rise podcast. I'm Melissa, and today I am so excited to be doing my very first UFO vlog. I'm going to be talking about something called the Kecksburg UFO incident, which occurred in 1965 in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania. It is known as one of the most famous UFO landing sites. So I can't wait to tell you all about the backstory on this case. So what exactly happened on that evening in 1965? Well, witnesses reported seeing a red fireball with blue lights that looked like it made a turn and then went down. And when they went to investigate the crash, they reported that there were no wings, no tail section, no motor, and no windows or doors. However, they did see something that appeared to be Egyptian writing all over this craft. There were many stars, circles, lines, and it looked like it was big enough for a person to stand inside. Shortly thereafter, two men showed up who appeared to be military personnel and ordered the witnesses to leave immediately. Later on, witnesses reported seeing a flatbed truck with most likely this object covered up, and it appeared to be the size of a Volkswagen. This began the mystery of this case and the subject of bitter controversy for many years. The town was divided into believers and non-believers, and unfortunately friendships were lost and neighbors turned on each other. So what are my thoughts on this case? Well, I feel that the experts had provided too much conflicting information. Some astronomers claimed that this was nothing more than a meteor that had actually passed over Ontario and several other northern states that evening, and that there was no crash or military personnel involved. However, in 2005, NASA claimed that the object was actually fragments of a Soviet satellite that re-entered the atmosphere and broke up. But for some reason, their findings were lost in 1987. In the end, I feel that the most credible information came from the witnesses because they described this crash in great detail, especially the shape, which was described as an acorn, and the fact that there was what appeared to be Egyptian writing. And we have to remember that their reputations were on the line back then. Today, this case has been featured on many TV shows, and it is also known as Pennsylvania's Roswell.
For nearly 45 years, Kecksburg, Pennsylvania has been a town divided by a bizarre controversy. Many of its citizens claim that nothing out of the ordinary has ever happened there, while other residents claim that in December of 1965, this Westmoreland County village was briefly the home of a crashed UFO. What is the truth about this strange metal object that witnesses say crashed in the woods near Kecksburg? And why do some of them say the local people were ordered to keep quiet about what happened?
What you saw out there in that field, it was nothing.
Was it because they had stumbled across some top-secret government project? Or because they had seen an object that proved the existence of intelligent life on other planets? To learn the truth, we'll have to go back to that December afternoon in 1965.
It was about 4:47 p.m. when the object apparently impacted in the woods at Kecksburg. There are a number of local residents around Kecksburg who saw the object get down into the wood area. While none of these people reported any type of sound of impact, almost momentarily there was a column of blue smoke that rose up out of the woods.
According to the eyewitness accounts, Kecksburg residents rushed to the spot where they now saw smoke rising through the trees.
By the gulch, I saw a big boom over here.
There, they say they discovered a metallic object partially buried at the bottom of a ravine, still smoking from its long descent through the Earth's atmosphere. Kecksburg resident Jim Romanski says he was one of the first to locate the object at the bottom of a densely wooded ravine.
Here was this large metal object in front of me. I've described it as a large acorn. And the reason I say the acorn is because around the bottom of this object there was a bumper that went the whole way around this thing. It was dented and it had a very distinct color. This thing was a bronze, copper, steel. It was a color that it's very hard even to describe. You know?
Then, according to Romansky and many other witnesses, armed U.S. soldiers began to arrive with trucks and other heavy equipment.
You know, the military started coming in. We were under martial law. Jeeps, trucks everywhere. The MPs were at every corner.
Down through the woods come two guys. Trench coats, crew cut hair. He looked around. He looked at the object, he looked at us, and a very authoritative voice told us that this area is now quarantined, it's restricted, to get out.
Okay, guys, let's split it up then.
According to Romansky and many other witnesses interviewed by Stan Gordon, the object only remained in the ravine for a few hours because the soldiers who had so quickly arrived on the scene recovered the object and took it somewhere else.
Here comes this big flatbed truck. The back of this flatbed, they had this big tarp on it, and it was stretched down around this object. And it had the same outline. In fact, I know I could see the bumper under this tarp because you could see the shape of this thing. The tarp was pulled so tight that you could see the shape. And I knew in my mind that was what they brought down off that mountain, the object.
The military truck with the flatbed trailer with the object on it departed late that evening from Kecksburg. And from information we now have, the truck continued on and it went to Lockbourne Air Force Base in Columbus, Ohio, where it stayed over for a short period of time. From there, it went over to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio.
Thank you again for joining me for my very first UFO vlog for the Flying Chariots The Rise podcast. It was so much fun talking about the Kecksburg UFO incident. So until next time, my friends, bye.